Welcome back, and today we're checking out another death battle. Today it's going to be Black Adam versus Apocalypse. Now, I'm pretty stoked about the Black Adam movie that's coming out with Dwayne Johnson. I think he's the perfect guy to play Black Adam. So in honor of that, and because someone asked me to do some more death battles, we're going to go ahead and check this one out. Now, Black Adam and Apocalypse, I kind of see why they decided to pair these two guys up. They are both thousands of years old. They both hail from ancient Egypt, and they both have a tremendous amount of power. I am a huge comic book fan, so I am intimately familiar with both of these characters. Honestly, this one is actually a pretty tough call. We have Black Adam, of course, who's as powerful as Shazam or Captain Marvel. And Captain Marvel / Shazam is physically as powerful as Superman in most incarnations. That means Black Adam, also known as Teth Adam, has the physical advantage when it comes to his body. Now, he also has the living lightning granted to him by the wizard Shazam, which is simultaneously his greatest strength and the source of his power, as well as his greatest weakness. It has been shown on many occasions that if he is hit with his own lightning, that A, turns him into his superhuman form, which is Black Adam, but it also turns him back into his human form. Turning Black Adam back into his human form reverts him into the mortal he was, and seeing how he's thousands of years old, that actually kills him. Then on the other side of the coin, you have Apocalypse, also known as Insabanor, the first mutant. This guy also has a ton of powers. However, his baseline is much lower than that of Black Adam's. Himself, just his physiology is impressive by human standards, but nowhere near as capable as what Black Adam can do when he's in his superhero form. The big thing that Apocalypse has is technology. The armor he wears is actually celestial technology and is probably his greatest strength. From what I understand, he is able to control and manipulate this armor, giving himself almost any kind of power or ability you can think of, which is why he's been able to body the entire cast of the X-Men by himself. This is a tough one. I'm gonna have to say, if Black Adam can get through Apocalypse's armor, he's gonna take the win. However, that's a big if. He has to get through that celestial level armor in order to take this fight. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure that armor is bonded to Apocalypse on the molecular level, so separating him from his armor is almost impossible to do, and to my knowledge, the only person that's been able to do that was Magneto, and he basically tore Apocalypse to pieces because of it. That being said, if Adam can get through the armor, I give it to Adam. If Adam cannot get through the armor, then I have to give it to Apocalypse. So let's go ahead and find out.
DC's ferocious champion of Shazam.
Apocalypse, Marvel's baleful mutant conqueror.
Anubis, Thoth, Ra. For over 30 centuries, Egyptian mythology spawned countless legends.
And we've got comics' biggest baddies this side of the Nile. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
You've heard of Gotham, the Mascara, Metropolis, just a few of DC's unique tourist spots.
But there's another. South
Kahndaq.
of the Mediterranean Sea and north of the Sinai Peninsula rests the sovereign nation of Kahndaq.
While those spots have Superman and Batman solving crimes like it's magic, Kahndaq's got an actual magic man saving them, Black Adam.
Long ago, Teth Adam and his people were enslaved by the conqueror Ebok and his army of barbarians. All he had left was his nephew, Amon. Upon fleeing certain death, the two stumbled onto the Rock of Eternity, a mystic lair that has defended magic since the dawn of time. Here, the two earned an audience with the lair's masters, the excellently named Council of Wizards.
Seeing the purity in little Lamont's heart, this wannabe Gandalf decked him out with super magic. And being the nice guy he is, Amon shared some magic power with his uncle. Spoiler alert! Not his best idea.
They returned to Kondak to free their people, but their methods reached an impasse. Amon wanted to use his powers to resolve matters in a peaceful fashion. However, Teth Adam desired vengeance, emancipation through slaughter.
So Uncle Teth sat his nephew down, man to man, looked him straight in the eyes, and then frickin' killed him. Then used his borrowed power to steal the rest of the super magic. You know what they say, no nephew, no problem.
With the full might of the wizards at his fingertips, Black Adam annihilated the barbarians and freed his city. Suffice to say, he's not exactly your typical hero.
Even the superhero A-listers don't try him, and for good reason. Kmart Merlin here didn't give Adam some nerdy wand, but that dope shit, the living lightning.
While it may function just like real lightning, this living lightning is among the most potent spells in comics history.
It's magic lightning. You ever see normal lightning kickstart a giant's heart and juice up the Flash?
This magic lightning is what allows him to go toe-to-toe with Superman. If it wasn't for the fact that his magic and his powers are based and rooted in magic, he wouldn't be able to take on the Man of Steel, but he can because he's magic, and so is his lightning.
Because Black Adam's lightning did, and activating it is as easy as saying the magic word, Shazam! Wait, hold up, that's Billy's word. Shouldn't he shout like, Black Adam, or Shazoo!
Remember,
Shazoo!
Kmart Merlin? This is Mamaragan, the mightiest of the wizards. To better protect the multiverse's magic, he promotes individuals to be his mythic champions. Black Adam is one of the first. So kind of like Shazam with another name.
I like my idea better. Shazoo! It really lets you know you gotta be quiet, like when you're in a zoo or, the animals will kill you. Wait, is that not a real thing? Can I talk at the zoo?
But when Teth Adam shouts his magic word, lightning pours from the clouds, transforming him from meager human to Wizard Jesus, and vice versa. Simply put, Black Adam is imbued with the powers of God. Well, gods, plural, as his gifts come from multiple mythological legends.
At first, he got juiced up from the Greek gods. Zeus, Atlas, Herc, all those buff guys and gals. But it didn't really work out though, cause he kinda died.
Yet Kondak craved for their hero's return. So Black Adam's most devoted followers collected all of his ashes and prayed their hearts out, this time to their own pantheon.
Goodbye, muscles, and hello, bird people. Black Adam was reborn, now with the powers of the Egyptian pantheon. Gods like Shu, Amun, and Horus gave Adam the basics: super strength, speed, flight, and an undying body. But the real magic's with the other three.
The power of Aten channels the living lightning throughout his entire body for combative purposes, and the wisdom of Zehuti improves Black Adam's strategic thinking.
It's a council of knowledge from the gods that clues Black Adam in on how to defeat his enemies. Like, for instance, when evil Joker Batman drove Billy mad, Billy went all King Shazam on Kondak. But guess what? Zehuti had Black Adam instinctively lead Billy into a trap to destroy his ass with the power of Sunday prayers. Hallelujah! Holy shit!
And finally, the courage of Mehen. Besides minor healing and resistance to mental attacks, Mehen's power granted Black Adam an indomitable will.
It's got him through some really rough patches. His family? Dead. His country? Wasted. His wife got revived. She turned to stone. You can knock him down, sure, but he ain't staying there.
Mehen helped make Black Adam a non-wavering and decisive leader. The whole world can turn against him, but he would not care so long as Kondak is safe. To reach those ends, he's partnered with the Justice Society of America, the Society of Supervillains, and even the Justice League. Rubbed elbows with Superman one day and Lex the next.
He's very similar in personality to Namor, the Submariner, where he's very arrogant and believes he knows best and is more powerful than those around him, in which for the most part is true. There's a certain amount of truth to that. But most importantly, first and foremost, he's a king. He's a ruler. He's a protector of his people, of his nation. So much in the same way Namor typically tends to look at the other superheroes or supervillains and say, hey, no, screw you, I'm doing my own thing and I need to put my country first because I'm its leader. Black Adam is very, very much the same. Oftentimes, he stays out of any conflicts between superheroes and supervillains unless it threatens his country, unless it threatens the stability of his people and his rule.
So, is Black Adam a good guy or a bad guy?
Neither. Only the side that benefits his people matters. He's not concerned with morality, and his brash nature is frequently misunderstood. It's what led to the entire JSA jumping him. Twice.
And they still couldn't check him. Adam's just built that different.
Black Adam caused sandstorms with a single clap, pushed the moon, and killed the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
One time when space cultists came a-knocking on Earth, he fought side by side with his best bro, Sinestro. Afterward, when the Yellow Lanterns dipped and took their rings with them, Sinestro let Black Adam keep the one he got. Now that's a bromance. And can I just say, Black Adam makes a mean lightning tiger.
He murdered the Council of Wizards and later endangered Momorgan himself. And the Almighty Wizard's a part of the Quintessence, basically DC's gods who watch over the multiverse.
No surprise, since Black Adam effortlessly broke Spectre's body, another Quintessence person.
Sure, he's torn off Hawkman's wing and tried to kill Wonder Woman, but through the eyes of his people and loved ones, Black Adam is a hero. A moment's gaze from their idol is all they need to carry on living.
So invaders beware, no one's truly safe from the true, savage champion of Shazam. Ah shit, I was kinda hoping I'd transform there. Shazoo!
Shazoo!
Let me tell you about one of my favorite graphic novels. It spells the end of all days, when madness reigns supreme and order is shattered.
The Age of
Mounted upon
Apocalypse.
White horses, death, destruction, pestilence, and famine bring about a world anew. It gets dark as shit, like literally, and I'm there for it.
Are you talking about the Bible?
What? No, this is a Marvel comic. 5,000 years ago in Marvel Comics, the Egyptian Aqaba tribe birthed something terrible. An ugly child. To them, he was a demon. Like a mix between Great Value Thanos and a box of chalk sticks. So they midnight dumpster babied his ass in the desert to die.
Luckily, Ball of the Crimson Sands tribe saw differently. Within this child, he saw a conqueror. He raised him as En-Saba-Nur, the morning light.
And above all, he taught him one major lesson. Only the strong survive.
Nur became a warrior, same as his peers, but his physical differences made his experience unique. He was stronger, smarter, and hated. Even to these people, he was an outsider.
Then the Pharaoh killed Baal and enslaved Nur. Dude had no one left on his side except for this chick who he had a thing for. But everyone he meets apparently just wants ugly people to die, even when he saves their life. Shit, just swipe right, girl. Goddamn.
And so he embraced the perceived truth. If he was a monster, he would prove it. Betrayed by all and respected by none, if no one would care for En-Saba-Nur, they would all fear Apocalypse.
Long story short, he's a mutant. And not just a creepy looking dude like Beak over the... Oh, God, I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit. Anyway, he's got superpowers and they're on a whole nother level.
He has inhuman physiology and intelligence, along with complete control over his molecular structure, allowing him to reshape and mold his body however he pleases.
Yeah, but I guess
He's also a master of the sciences too. He's a master geneticist, biologist. He's all over the place. He's got a lot of talents, a lot of skills. His basic physiology due to his mutations, since he's the first mutant. And that's before we even get into any of his celestial technology.
he's too proud to just like turn himself into Jason Momoa or something.
With a combination of his not-so-screwed-tight tactical brain and prowess, Apocalypse conquered Egypt, leading it into a prosperous age with an iron fist and an ocean of blood. He'd then set his sights on the very world itself.
Just one problem. The world had a bunch of X-Men and Avengers running around stopping his world domination. To accomplish his big dream, Apocalypse needed something more.
But that would all change upon the arrival of a certain mutant messiah. Okay, so first, Apocalypse found some space tech that belonged to Celestials, basically Marvel's gods.
Despite its amazing potential, he wasn't able to make use of the technology until the time traveler Cable showed up to kill him. Instead, Cable accidentally infected Apocalypse with the techno-organic virus, a disease that turns organic matter to futuristic...
Okay, so that's I couldn't remember how, because I knew he had trouble working celestial technology. That's what I was missing, the techno-organic virus.
Technology.
Turns out, this is exactly what Apocalypse needed to access the Celestial tech. With the promise that he would repay the Celestials later, he was bestowed a gem that would change the game forever. This is a Death Seed, a celestial artifact with the purpose of leading Earth into a higher evolved form. By injecting a Death Seed into someone, they are transfigured into one of Apocalypse's horsemen, a being of incredibly fatal power.
Don't forget about that techno-organic virus either. Controlling the virus means controlling all technology with your mind. Cable couldn't tame it, but Apocalypse's power is so vast, he had no issues controlling it.
So, take a God Pyramid, add a super tech virus, multiply the X gene, and what do you get? An Apocalypse who is unrecognizable from his meager past. With these three under his command, any superpower you can think of is now at his disposal.
Apocalypse can teleport, blast all sorts of energy, turn invisible, regenerate limbs, read minds, and friggin' fly. Look at him whiz! He's got his hands behind his back and he just doesn't give a shit.
And most impressive is his ability to siphon energy. He once absorbed Cyclops' laser with his bare hand, the same laser that can split planets.
It wasn't long before the virus incorporated technology into his molecules. With mere thoughts, he can construct fake bodies, entire robot armies, and even morph himself into a kaiju. At his peak, virtually no one stands a chance. On a bad day, Apocalypse bodied 6 of the strongest X-Men in a minute.
His telepathy alone contends with Jean Grey, one of the greatest psychics in Marvel.
He's out-muscled and outpaced both Hulk and Thor, and we all know how crazy those two are. We're talking about heroes able to destroy the Marvel Universe, and in an alternate timeline, Apocalypse even slaughtered a Celestial with his bare hands. His bare friggin' hands! Wow, way to pay him back for that solid they did you, bro.
With that Death Seed in tow, it's hard to attribute Apocalypse as anything but a force of nature, especially when said Death Seed has mutated beings capable of fighting the Phoenix Force, a cosmic entity and the primal force of life. In fact, Dr. Doom claims the Death Seed is directly comparable to the Phoenix itself.
So much pain, so many bodies. Apocalypse is an agent of war.
I'm sorry, that might seal the deal right there, man. If that Death Seed is comparable to the Phoenix Force and he's able to imbue that power to his horsemen and they can battle the Phoenix Force, that's... I don't know, man.
And has the scars to back it up. And even when someone manages to take him down, so long as he's got blood, metal, and that Death Seed, he'll just keep coming back again and again and again.
Ball would be proud. For what is more inevitable and more dramatic to the annihilation of humans than the Apocalypse himself?
That was the breakdowns for Black Adam and Apocalypse. After seeing those, as much as I hate to say it, I think Apocalypse is gonna win this. Alright, like a comic. Looks like we're in Kahndaq, maybe?
Where's your general, interloper? Humans interlope on mutant sanctuary. Shazam!
Lightning didn't do a whole lot there.
Your counsel will aid you no longer. Pitiful God. Your kind will learn to fear me soon enough. No, in Sabanor, you will learn to
Oh! I did not think they were actually gonna let him use a laner ring. Ooh. That might change things. Because now he has hard light constructs to work with. I just don't know. I just don't know, because constructs, they really, really vary in their strength. Sometimes they're like really strong enough to like contain supernovas. Sometimes they're super weak and they can, you know, barely keep a car from crashing. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to help him enough.
Of my country. I refuse to relinquish my home to you heretics. Shazam! Your hubris has failed you, Jeff Adams. Oh, shit! I never offered you a choice. Now, everything you've built will fall.
KO!
Yeah. Unfortunate for Black Adam, but yeah. And definitely one of the biggest things there is regeneration, man. Apocalypse can regenerate his body from almost any kind of damage.
Sabanur sure brought the apocalypse to Kondak. And our camera, goddammit! Whiz, that's gotta be like, what, $30 whole dollars? Fuck, man.
This result surprised us. For what it's worth, both Black Adam and Apocalypse displayed ludicrous levels of godlike ability.
Yeah.
Both of their power supplies compared to cosmic beings like the Phoenix and Super Gandalf. And both fought heroes like Thor and Wonder Woman.
Right, the victor could not be deduced by strength and speed alone. Rather, it depended on how their abilities countered each other. In that regard, Apocalypse held many advantages.
For starters, he could one-up the Living Lightning. For almost any power Black Adam had, Apocalypse had a better version of it, and then some.
Frankly, half of Black Adam's pantheon granted him abilities that Apocalypse possessed through his mutant genes alone, notwithstanding all his other abilities from Celestial Tech, the Techno-Organic Virus, and the Death Seed.
Well, Black Adam did have something Apocalypse didn't. The wisdom of Sahuti. Big Brain God could definitely clue him in on that Death Seed stuff.
And without a Death Seed, Apocalypse would not have fared nearly as well against Black Adam's strength and tenacity.
So to win, Black Adam would have needed to figure out how to destroy the Death Seed, but Apocalypse could defend against that and had way more options for his own victory.
His telepathy got the best of Jean Grey, and there's no reason Apocalypse couldn't mind-read Black Adam. The courage of Mehen may have safeguarded him from mental attacks, but it never made him immune to telepathy outright.
But most importantly, Apocalypse could absorb all of Black Adam's energy powers and turn him right back around.
The Living Lightning may be enchanted, but it is still lightning. Its frequently displayed properties of ionized energy. Thus, there's no reason Apocalypse couldn't absorb it for himself.
Not only can you absorb the Living Lightning, but you can redirect it as well. And a being of sufficient speed can not only dodge it, but can place Black Adam in the path of his own lightning. I mean, Shazam has been defeated by Superman.
Fight's over.
There's nothing to say that Apocalypse couldn't pull the same trick on Black Adam. There's nothing saying that Apocalypse couldn't absorb and or redirect that energy directly at Black Adam.
Plus, it's been shared between people many times before, and the more it's given to other hosts, the weaker the original bearer becomes. Hell, stealing the power of the living lightning is how Teth Adam became Black Adam in the first place, so Apocalypse could do the same.
By slurping up Black Adam's magic, Apocalypse grew in power while Black Adam got weaker. It was only a matter of time before Black Adam was literally helpless against the end of all things.
Black Adam may have been power incarnate, but Apocalypse's wide array of powers and specific counters to the living lightning meant he could rise to the challenge.
Teth thought he had him until Noor gave him the boot.
The winner is Apocalypse.
Alright guys, that was Death Battle, Black Adam versus Apocalypse, the two ancient Egyptian conquerors and kings going head to head, and unfortunately for my boy Black Adam, he lost the fight. Can't say that I disagree with that outcome because, well, I do agree with it. I love both of these guys. And I hope you loved the video too. I hope you loved it as much as I loved making it. If you did, click that like button, shazoo, that subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what other death battles I should check out in the future. What is your favorite death battle I should be looking at? Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. Take care of yourselves and have a great day.